I'm back in the water, and I cannot tell you how pleased I am. I don't know how to express myself, but Jesus God, am I happy. The Tramontane wind is just blistering, and it's just making the wind chill even worse. So right now it's about 20 degrees on the boat. It's great, but it's so cold outside that my propane is having a hard time igniting. So I have this little flutter of flame because propane doesn't like the cold too much. It's again, it's really cold out here, but hey, you gotta make the best of it. So I'm making bacon and eggs here and warming up. It's the day after my Friday the 13th birthday, which went just fine. And plus I got a great surprise.
One of my followers, a Geneva hotelier, watched my Tour of Lake Geneva series and contacted me to buy a couple of my photos of the tour to decorate his office.
And I'm gonna make about 1,500 francs or euros on this project, and it's gonna be awesome to help pay for my renovations for Galopin. So thank you so much, Mark, and so pleased to see those pictures. They look awesome, by the way. Thank you so much. Since I've been back, I've also done a couple little cosmetic things to Galopin. I added a couple little throw rugs on the floor to keep it warm because I don't wear shoes on the boat. While I was at this store, I bought some carpet scraps to put in my cabins because the old weaved flooring stuff was really gross, and at the navigation seat it kind of smelled like feet. So, you know, there was a bunch of people here before me, so I replaced that. It looks really cool, and it's really simple. It cost me barely nothing. It was only 15 euros for those scraps, and it looks great. So, as well, my friend and I, Philippe, went to Spain to purchase some libation. It's about half price over there in Spain, and the Spanish border is only about half an hour away.
Philippe came with me because he knows why. He knows he likes to find good deals too.
Good things the French customs didn't catch us, because I would have probably been in for a fine. But you know, things are less expensive, so consumer rules, right?
In Spain, this is ham hock country. Check this out. Ham hocks, ham hocks, ham hocks.
For some reason, there's some things in France that are just crazy taxed here. These poor people, man, they just get taxed and hammered for everything.
While the wind kept on, we kept on. Dan tried to apply gel coat that just wouldn't take in the cold. We wanted to install the mast base. Even though the gel coat wasn't perfect, we still did it, and Dan will try to touch up the paint later.
Trouve-moi le trou là avec la vis. La vis avec.
Europe has been hit by a cold front that's just been absolutely freaking frigid, freezing, and the wind to boot was just really crazy. So I just hunkered down in the boat and you know, just did some stuff on the inside. And Daniel, each time he tried to do something, he was just too freezing. We just couldn't work outside. So
oh putain, mais même lui il est gelé. Attends, ça y est, allez ça. Ah putain, il est dur. Je sais pas quoi ce truc.
finally today we put the base on the mast, which is much better than it was before, and we're gonna mast up this afternoon.
The base was all set up for the pulleys that will return the halyards to the cockpit. Ludo met us with the crane. He'd lifted the mast and we positioned it on the base. Dan secured it by screwing the stays on the deck, and he then lifted me up on the bosom chair so I could release the crane from the mast. It was a lot easier up there this time than when we took the mast down. I just wasn't freaked out in the least. I posted an episode of Winded Voyage on LinkedIn as a new career move. And one of my sons, who is a management consultant, commented after seeing the episode that I needed to define my role. Well, to me it's pretty clear that my new career role is being a sailor. That being said, being a sailor means that you have many roles. Mechanic, painter, electrician, plumber, IT geek, cook, navigator, fisherman, the list goes on. And that list includes dealing with the fear of heights, the weather, seasickness, chemicals, solitude, sometimes just waiting. I wonder if they teach you all that in Merchant Marine School. Sailing classes taught me a lot, but my time with Daniel should be included in the curriculum. Learning to sail is one thing. Knowing your boat is like knowing how to read. Absolutely essential. Going up the mast is going to have to be like going out for a morning stroll. So here I go again. One of my stays needed to be repaired, and we'd forgotten to get it done while the mast was down. I could have waited on the hard a couple more days. No, I don't think so. I'd much rather go up the mast than be stuck behind a dump any longer.
I like going up on the mast. It's cool. C'est pas mal la vie. First few times I was a bit freaked, but now, no problem. We had to replace this low stay, and now I'm just going to put in the courtesy flag rope on the other side of the cross bars here. Really making progress, aren't we, man?
It was like being on a flying trapeze, man. Not that I have any idea what it's like being on a flying trapeze. Let's just say I kind of got a high off of it. Next task was to hoist the sails.
Oh yeah!
The last preparation.
Yes.
For the
That's right, Bix. So I can just fuck off and sail the world. It was Saturday, Daniel was off, and the poor Lecat gang was back. They offered to help. There is a certain fraternity among sailors, always ready to help. It is in the sailor's rulebook. You must give help to a fellow in distress, providing you don't put your own safety on the line. Sometimes we would discuss what we'd do if we were faced with a boatload of refugees in dire need. What would you do? If we were just a dozen or so in a life raft, they could come aboard. But what if there are too many trying to climb aboard? They'd sink you and your vessel, man. What would you do then? Well, you call for help on Channel 16. I didn't have to call the Coast Guard to help raise my sails. Bix, Robert, Polo were there, as well as Rita.
Ça y est, on a fini.
Hein?
On boit le café. It's a time of coffee. It's a time of good cup of coffee with a cloud of milk.
pitch. Je sais pas s'ils vont l'avoir dit.
Un déserteur.
Je sais, ouais.
Moi j'ai changé ce matin. Ouais.
Mais le type il est comme
J'ai
ça.
changé ce matin.
Il est pas loin de son bateau, maintenant il vient à Locat, il a même plus le bateau, il a son bateau à Gruisson. Oh putain. Reviens.
Reviens.
Je regarde.
Ouais.
Non, en vrai. En vrai.
Pas encore, pas encore.
En vrai. Tu as des copains là-bas?
Ben non. Attends, il est arrivé.
On n'aura pas.
Polo had just bought a new survival kit, and his old one could be trashed. But we had to see if it would still work, if it would still go off. The thing was 11 years old, man, way past its due date, like old canned goods. We live in a society that's much governed by fear. So we put on our seatbelt, get insured, wear our helmets,
Elle a 11 ans.
not because we want to, but because we're required to by law and scared into it. Does a sailor really need a $1,000 law-approved life raft?
Oh, t'es pas bien là? Sans déconner. Putain, pour Rita.
Ah!
Viens, Rita.
Mais oui, merde, on la ramène.
Oui, je peux lui faire aller chez Rita. Ah oui. Mais il est où le couteau? Putain, moi j'avais le
Il est dans
couteau.
le sac.
Non, il est pas là. Un couteau de suite pour couper quoi, il faut que tu te largues là, tiens le bateau qui est en
Bah
train de
oui,
couler.
c'est ça. Il est où?
Putain quoi. Il faut que... Ouais là tu es en train de couler quoi, il y a tout qui coule, putain le couteau.
Et ça bouge.
Putain. Et je vomis, bon. Si c'est pour récupérer quelqu'un, mais il faut les garder les bouts, tiens, on a toujours besoin de bouts. Là t'as les fusées et tout hein quand même. Ah, je t'ai...
Miroir de signalisation.
Et les lampes de poche.
Et lampe torche et tout, regarde. Ouais. Tu en as des trucs pour 7000 francs. À l'époque, ça coûtait ça donc. Mais je comprends pas, il n'y a pas de couteau quand même. Ah, ça c'est des trucs que tu pètes là, non?
Ben oui. Héliographe.
C'est quoi héliographe?
Comme ça.
Ah bah voilà, tu vois qu'il y a un couteau, je savais bien.
That life raft is no guarantee it could save your life. No more than a helmet or a seatbelt, and certainly not an insurance policy. And all we could do with it was turn it into a doghouse for Rita. Shit, I'm sure a freezing homeless refugee could use it. No, you could just trash it. It's kind of a tragedy of modern consumerism, isn't it? But hey, Galopin's got one, a survival kit. One you hope you'll never have to use.